Generals, gentlemen.
So we'll be jumping into this game now. This is the semi-final for OCE Weekly number 6. That's going to be between Little Wraith on our left-hand side. It's Porky onto the Renekton, Shelby's Lee Sin, Keen with the LeBlanc, Perfection with the Lucian, of course, and Charlie with his Thresh.
Yeah, and so no teleports either. It was kind of a little fad that seemed to come out for a while when they did change the teleport in 4.4. Everyone was playing teleport on, Rise and stuff, but for now it looks as though the meta's sort of gone back to where it was with those tanky top laners, the Shyvana and the Renekton here. But we do have some invades coming out of Little Wraith going up to that Tri-Brush there at the top of the top lane here, and Keen, I don't know if she was revealed. I think must have been revealed.
I think she might have been indeed, so we'll have to see what she does decide to do with that, mate. Check this bush!
Oh no,
Keen!
Keen, please! That's not what we want. That is a first blood and a half for Seraphic Nexus. I mean, that is a pretty unexpected spot, though. You wouldn't expect to have 5 members in that brush there.
Not generally, no. It's a pretty rare invade path. It does actually come out a bit, but not a hell of a lot. So Seraphic Nexus, they're going to be pushing in a bit now. It's Toasties on the Shyvana, Onyu Bad on the Vi, Superbugs with the Ziggs, Alex on the Silver, Alice with the Alistar, and they're in the blue buff area.
Looks as though they're going to be trading the blue buff of Little Wraith for their own red buff here. But actually, no, we do have Little Wraith going back for the blue counter invade, but looks as though most of Seraphic Nexus are just recalling, so this will be a 4v3 for now. They're gonna have to back away. Death Sentence missed, and that is crucial. The Death Sentence is so key for those level 1 fights. Seraphic Nexus, they should be fine for now. Superbugs going on to King with Porky on the chase here. Has to flash over the wall. Superbugs going the wrong direction. Burning that flash isn't ideally level 1.
Yeah, no, it's not, but it's going to allow the rotation back here for a Seraphic Nexus, and they did secure that kill. It won't actually pay off yet, and it looks like there's going to be some fighting around this red buff area.
Onyu Bad does get caught here, but only Charlie is nearby for the follow-up. Won't be able to secure any kills, but definitely deterring away the red and delaying the jungle, but that's going to be almost our second kill here. Keen survives that one due to his red pots.
Yeah, well indeed. We may see a rotation coming out here from Little Wraith. Their top lane, their bottom lane is up the top. We've got Lucian and Thresh up there. And Porky's going to be moving along with Shelby. This is going back to Season 3, where your top laner actually, when he goes for the rotation, moves around and gets some XP with the jungler. Helps your jungler out because he just won't be able to get CS until he is at the tower because of how dangerous the 2v1 lane is. So it's definitely a nice move there. I'm surprised Seraphic Nexus aren't pushing the lane to tower. That surprises me a lot.
But you got to be careful. Alex and Alice, they can push this bottom tower down very, very fast since the changes where they made that bottom tower weaker. Going for those 2v1 lanes, it can be very, very risky, but we do have Porky and Shelby going in for a gank. Lands it, but dashes away.
Yeah, goes away from that one. Just a little bit of a cheeky Sonic Wave, and Shelby going to be looking for the 2v2 here. Just going to be supporting the bottom lane. King jumps on.
One level 3 for both of our mid laners here. The satchel's so strong, but in the end, the Ethereal Chains picks it up. The range casters, though!
No!
The caster minions get the kill. Porky's quite low. Alex having to back away. Shelby getting knocked back into the tower, well, close to it. So,
not good for Seraphic Nexus.
Yeah.
Sorry, for Little Wraith. Keen really shouldn't have been caught by those last 2 caster minions.
Yeah, indeed. Plague getting Toasties quite low here. Ignite being pulled on as well, just to get Toast lower. But Relentless Pursuit going in for the dive will burn the flash away. So a nice play coming out of Perfection. But Alex and Alice are having a fun time in this bottom lane.
Yeah, they will, of course. They've got a little poke potential down there, and here we go. Charlie's
getting very, very low. Onyu Bad has some fantastic early game damage. Charlie has to play it very careful now, being that low.
Yeah, our jungler is going to be moving into this 2 versus 2 situation now, and to be honest, I'm not really sure who that's going to benefit. We'll have to see how fast this bot lane tower does get pushed down. They've got to be careful, but Alice can stop that engage. Just there we go.
Yeah, see, Porky went in for the engage, but Alice just had the headbutt, or the pulverize rather, just in time. Alex is out of mana though, so that's going to be a bit of a problem here for Alex until more of that mana comes back up. There's not going to be a lot of poking, so you can't really use the spell shield as much as you could against a more conventional bot lane.
Yeah, so you can't really get that mana back, and it's nice play.
Yeah, there is the headbutt away. Porky's so low, and Shelby as well isn't too strong himself. Alex so flashes in for the last kill and last auto attack for the kill here. So this bottom lane, it really is going to be a bit of a liability here for Little Wraith.
I think it will. I have to say, Seraphic Nexus, they're playing this incredibly well so far. They're securing the kills, and they're keeping their towers alive. Ken does actually miss the chain on Superbugs there. She has a little bit of a CS lead in that mid lane. He has a bit of a CS lead in that mid lane, which isn't surprising. Does have good zoning potential against Superbugs until he can start getting a bit more poke and wave clear.
Also went for the Null Magic Mantle, but there is a Vault Breaker that played back. Yeah, Null Magic Mantle will give her a lot more resistance against those bouncing bombs more than anything, because Ziggs, he can poke the LeBlanc back if his mechanics are good enough.
You can indeed. So, we'll just get caught by another ethereal chains there. He's got to be careful he doesn't actually get bursted down. We'll most likely be hitting that level 6 after Keen does. So, if that level 6 hits, Superbugs has got to be so careful.
And the level 6 isn't far off there. Keen will hit that one, perhaps after the next minion wave. So Alex again is getting quite low. Spell Shield will keep her alive for now, but that's worn off. And Alex looking very exposed there. And Shelby's in the lane just in time. One more auto attack from Shelby will take down Alex. And there is the last hit from Shelby. Alex as well will drop a 2 for 0 in that bottom lane. That is exactly what Little Wraith needed, as the tower was getting quite low.
A little bit too low there. Their heals were down. It just wasn't a good idea for them to stick around in that lane. You know, Porky is a real powerhouse. Shelby as well. They've got a lot of early game damage. Just shouldn't have stuck around. Now 3 kills for 3. Gold lead over to Curse.
But Shelby was completely out of sight and then flashed and Sonic waved in. So they thought they were safe to push the tower, and all of a sudden Shelby came out of nowhere.
Indeed. Having a look over items, BF Sword has been picked up though for Alex. Been farming up for quite a while. Porky hasn't backed off yet.
There is a Vault Breaker looking for the engaged. Perfection does get caught, but a nice death sentence and a flay. But Charlie now, he's by himself and very exposed. Onju Ban on the chase here. Perfection trying to bait them away, which paid off in the end.
Yeah, well, so Perfection's just going to be backing off from this one. Shelby and Porky look for a little bit of a proxy farm behind tower. Tower's actually quite low. When they got the double kill down the bottom, they actually forced the tower down a lot. So we could see a 2 tower for 1 exchange here for Little Wraith if they can push up the top as well.
Yeah, because, again, the bottom towers are weaker, which has paid off, because when they got the double kill, they were able to chunk it down very fast here. But looks like Shelby's looking for a mid lane gank here. Does have his Dragon's Rage available, and Superbugs will have his Mega Bomb quite soon.
That's definitely right, so it's just going to be farming up just a little bit in this bottom lane. We haven't seen Perfection actually back off yet. I thought he actually did go back, but he decided to cancel his port, so he's just sticking around that top lane. Is even on CS compared to Alex.
Porky's now by himself, and he can't hold this tower without the help of Shelby, especially not without his Dominus. Nice headbutt there from Alice, keeping Porky back. That tower's definitely going to drop here.
Yeah, we'll finally go down here. A little bit late there. We'd like to see Seraphic Nexus get it a little bit sooner, but they still did a good job. So that's going to be the first tower of the game. We'll see if they can capitalize on that one, and it'll probably keep their bot tower alive. Here we go. Here's the capitalization from Little Wraith. They're going to be pushing down the top tower. So pretty much a 1-for-1 exchange. Not a really big deal. So I think the rotation probably paid off here for Little Wraith.
Shelby went to the top lane, so it means that they could easily secure that top lane tower, but trading it for the bottom one in the process here, probably a good choice given the weakness of bottom tower. Mega Bomb going in will clear the minions, but won't harass the champions at all. That Death Sentence won't land onto Toasies just yet, but there is King in the bottom lane looking for a gank here. Alice will get caught, but he's pretty tanky. Does have his ultimate as well, which he will pop now. Barely enough mana for it, fortunately, but Alice still getting quite low despite that extra tankiness.
Yeah, really low mana though for King. Gotta be careful, misses the chains.
That's crucial there. Alex is quite strong, so Porky won't be able to finish him off. Missing that ethereal chains was crucial. May have secured a kill with the help of that.
Definitely think it would, and I'm surprised Keen's sticking around because here comes Onyu Bad.
This could go very messy for Little Wraith. Assault and Battery. Porky pops a Dominus, but will it be enough to keep him alive? Onyu Bad takes him out, and now Keen is caught by himself, trying to burst down Alice, and will be able to. Fantastic work, distorting away, but Mimic distorting back. Alex is out of mana.
Back again. So Keen's is low, and Alex doesn't have anything to deal with this. Needs to stop Keen. Keen doesn't have a lot of mana, and
what?
Gets the Mimic over the wall.
Fantastic, going onto the blue. I thought that was going to be an execute, but wouldn't have been in time. But meanwhile, Perfection actually took out Superbugs in the. I'm not sure where that was actually. I think it was. Yeah, it was the rotation.
Must have been
during the rotate.
Yeah, Superbugs actually did get caught rotating to the bot lane. Okay,
yeah.
Nice.
So Toasty is now trying to chunk down that top tower, and we do see Porky has gone back to his own natural lane, so that's going to keep Toasties back. And even CS, there is the Giant's Belt though on to Porky, but the Ninja Tab on Toasties, so it could be pretty even, at least in the items.
Yeah, it's incredibly even pretty much across the board. It's just a slight advantage to Little Wraith at this point. They don't have 2 towers to 1. Sam gets caught.
Fantastic work there, and bursting down Alice so fast without that ultimate available. Alex may be next here. Does have the Dragon. No, Dragon's range was burnt in that previous team fight there, so now Alex is fine, but gotta be careful without Alice for the peels.
Yeah, will indeed. So Keen's just going to take the tower hit back off from this one at the moment. Toasties and Porky finally back in their own lane. Pretty even CS-wise. Toasties actually went for that Ninja Tabby first, so a little bit longer until we'll see a Sunfire Cape come out for her. And pinging for the Dragon are Little Wraith.
Yeah, good choice there indeed. SNF, they're not out of position. The Seraphic Nexus, they're pretty close to it, and they may go for the invade. It's getting taken down very low and very fast. Also gets caught, but does have the ultimate this time, so won't get bursted down quite as fast. Keen's looking for super bugs, but Keen is out of mana. Does get the second ethereal chains there, but not enough follow-up as the result of having no mana.
Doesn't that just suck when you land your combo and you just don't have enough to throw down anymore? So the Dragon does now go over to Little Wraith. That's going to be... oh, that's a 2.5k gold lead for the moment, so it's pretty substantial. Add to that the 2 towers to 1. That's just another thing that's just putting Little Wraith a little bit ahead in this game. Nice Mega Inferno Bomb coming out there from Superbug. Didn't stop that mid lane push.
The CS is actually ridiculously close. It's pretty much entirely the kills in the towers that are putting Little Wraith ahead. So yeah, this game is getting quite tense indeed. Looking at our bottom laners, both the Vamp Scepter and the Bloodthirster on our marksman, so they're going to have pretty similar trades.
Yeah, well indeed, both Elder Lizards actually going over to our junglers, so won't be seeing any Feral Flares come out here. Not surprising onto Lee Sin and Vi. Wouldn't expect them to go for that. But here we go, Porky's just going to be farming up, and I mean, he doesn't have that tower to worry about as well, so he can push up and farm up quite effectively in that top lane.
Now, one thing to note when you do see the 2v1 lanes is it means that the top lane bruisers, they get quite far behind in CS compared to the marksmen. So those bruisers, they won't be having as much as an impact as you would normally see, whereas then it'll be the other way around where the marksmen will be more powerful in contrast.
Yeah, definitely don't have as much engaged potential where you can dive in and expect to get out, but here is Porky. He's off to the side. Destin's land.
Fantastic work there. Alice is always getting caught, and again, the Unbreakable Will is not available, and whenever he doesn't have the Unbreakable Will, he just drops so fast.
Yeah, he does indeed, and he's just getting caught out of position. Charlie just keeps continually catching him with the death sentences, and they just can't seem to deal with that. They just get bursted down incredibly fast because they have all the damage dealers there.
Yeah, I mean, Alice has the mobility boots and he has the Nomad's medallion, so he doesn't really have any sort of health items. And, you know, kind of needs to get one because at least his positioning, he's positioning quite far forward. But if anyone else does, then they'll get dropped just as fast. So it's very good single target assassination from a Little Wraith. I mean, the other option is to have sort of Alex on the Sivir nearby and rely on the spell shield, but it is a very risky move and generally not worth the attempt. Because if you lose your marksman, you can't really team fight.
It definitely is. We'll have King going for a little bit of a, what I call the safe LeBlanc build. Did start off with that Athene, so it gives her the magic resist against superbugs, and it can be a pretty nice start. Does limit your bursting potential early, but will most likely be going for that DFG after the Athenes. Let's see what she does decide to do there. Porky's still pushing Toasties right back up to tower.
Probably a good thing that King did go for the Athenes, but Alex once again may get caught, but a nice headbutt and the assault and battery, but the double distort Mega Bomb, wow, doesn't claim the kill. Flash wasn't enough to get her away though, but surprisingly Mega Bomb didn't get the kill in the end.
Yeah.
I guess the magic resist, the magic resist of Athene's Unholy Grail kept her alive very surprisingly. I thought that was definitely going to be dead LeBlanc.
Yeah, and that was the combo that I was looking for there. Alice headbutting back into the assault and battery. Such a good way to lock down a target, but just not enough follow-up here for Seraphic Nexus, which is unfortunate. They definitely could have secured a kill here. Still, just trying to defend this mid lane tower. Don't want to lose it. It's the last outer tower left.
Yeah, we'll take this tower down quite soon. Going in for the engage, but Alice is getting a lot of poke in return here. Getting absolutely melted from the harassment, as we do see Toasie's getting the golems whilst Porky pushes to the top.
Yeah, definitely just not enough tankiness there for Alice. You normally see that the Alistair being extremely tanky, but you know, going for that Nomad's Medallion, looking for an early Talisman of Ascension does put you quite far behind in the tanky stats, which means he can get bursted down and poked down incredibly well.
Yeah, also they went for the mobility boots early.
Definitely.
You know, looking for the aggressive roams and the ganks, but hasn't been able to find it due to how hard he's been pressed back in his lane. But only Bad and Shelby may clash heads for now. Shelby's out of position. He's going to have to back away from that one. This is looking like a pretty good concave here for Seraphic Nexus.
Yeah, well, indeed. They definitely want to try and keep this blue buff and maybe look for kills as well, but Shelby's trying to draw it, and it's almost within smite range.
Yeah, the blue buff will get taken out by Shelby in the end. Fantastic, but has to burn the flash in the process.
I feel there was a bit of a misplay there from Seraphic Nexus. They could have come in a little bit sooner and stopped Shelby actually pulling away that blue buff and smiting it away. Now that Superbugs doesn't have it, it's going to put him a little bit further behind, and he just won't have the wave clear, which means Little Wraith can just keep pushing up, and we'll be able to siege just much more effectively without Superbugs' wave clear being available.
Shelby getting the blue really isn't ideal, you know, being an energy champion, but it still is nicer than giving it over to your opponents here. But Shelby playing a risky game can just safeguard away. Now, one thing to note, yeah, the safeguard timer, the cooldown has been increased,
yeah,
but to 14 seconds from 9, but it's halved if you do it onto a friendly champion or caster. So they've tried to make it so you can't use it as much as a ward jumper because of a longer cooldown, but then it will give you a bit less cooldown as a sort of a defensive utility.
Yeah, Charlie's off to the side. He's looking for that death sentence in the mid lane. May not be able to find it though, as we see some ports coming out there. But yeah, as you were saying, wants to make Lee Sin kind of interact a little bit more with his team. So the safeguards are going to members. There you goes the death sentence.
Fantastic work, but no follow-up there. Perfection and Keen were looking for the tower siege rather than the snipes there. So perhaps we'll force a recall though. Again, bear in mind, Unbreakable Will is now available, so Alice won't quite get bursted down if he does get caught, but you don't want to sort of burn that defensively. You want to sort of make the plays happen when you use that aggressively. So Keen and Charlie, they're looking for the top tower dive perhaps, but Seraphic Nexus, they're on the rotate as well. Charlie's going to get caught here. Mega Bomb goes in, and Assault and Battery has a follow-up onto Charlie here. Will he get taken out? Look at the damage here, and the Dragon's Descent jumping in. Porky slays Owned You Bad here. Porky's quite low though. Charlie will drop next. Toasie's not looking too good here. Ethereal Chains missed its mark, but the Sigil of Silence will claim it with the Ignite. And Shelby's going to drop here. No problems at all. So a 2 for 3 so far. Little Wraith coming just a little bit ahead.
Yeah, definitely did that. Little Wraith had to pull back, which means that Keen wasn't available for that push, and we did see Shelby end up getting caught out, but we just saw the big wombo coming out there. Porky and Shelby and Keen just all diving into this one big grouped up team fight where Charlie had thrown down the box, so even though Charlie got caught, they still came out ahead in that team fight.
Look at the damage here from Perfection flashing in. Porky playing a very risky game. 2 tower shots and a rotation from Superbugs will claim his kill. A very, very greedy play there coming out of Porky.
Yeah, a little bit late there with the Ruthless Predator, but Alex is just going to, of course, Keen is just going to be able to clean up there onto Alex in the end. So just the end up 1 for 1 there, Porky for Alex.
At least they did burn the flat to Superbugs. That's always nice to do. OG Bad will get caught next. Perfection off to the side, not in range there. Perfection's low on mana, so got to be careful he doesn't go in for an engagement and not have that combo there. So, look, going to disengage from the team fight. Not going to go into that one just yet.
Yeah, definitely want to be backing off from a little bit here. Better positioning here for Seraphic Nexus. The Dragon is up, so that's what everyone's positioning for.
Yeah, and that's always very important to get that one if they can here. OG Bad gets caught once again, but Perfection is there. Now he's going to join the fight here with his Ardent Blaze, but Charlie's dropping low.
Little Wraith are collapsing now, but they didn't have 5 members there. They do now, and Only Bad is probably going to have to back off from this one. It looks like it's going to be surrendered, yeah. From the looks of things, Seraphic Nexus is going to be surrendering this Dragon, deciding to back off from this one. Probably not a bad idea. They are 4k gold behind. It's a little bit of a big deal. They may not be able to win this team fight, especially with Only Bad just being so low, not having the Assault Battery available, On the Hunt wasn't available. Pretty smart choice. They're backing off and just defending objectives.
Yeah, so Little Wraith now on a 5k gold lead, so they're looking quite strong in this game. But do you think any of these team comps are going to really transition better and well into the mid to late game?
Not necessarily. I do like the team fighting coming out from Seraphic Nexus. That is quite nice, but at the same time, Little Wraith has the better pick potential. So it's all about who can kind of make their team comps work. And if Seraphic Nexus can't fight over these objectives like Dragon, then Little Wraith are just going to start to pull ahead and just siege down these towers. So I definitely feel that Seraphic Nexus needs to find some grouped up team fights and try and just pick up as many targets as possible. Porky still farming up there, does have a slight CS advantage. Completed that Sunfire Cape. Got the Negatron Cloak out there as well.
Yeah, I think the issue is for Seraphic Nexus, every time they try and group up for those fights, they just keep getting caught by Charlie's death sentences, so they've got to, you know, play it very, very careful with their positioning.
Yeah, definitely do. And Alice, I mean, he's getting chunked down quite hard as well. This bottom lane tower, this mid lane tower's so low.
Every time he tries to make a play happen, he just gets slapped so hard by the burst coming out of Little Wraith, so this Alistair pick just isn't paying off, but he doesn't have a chance to because of just the single target, you know, burst and assassination from Little Wraith.
There's just too much poke coming out from Little Wraith. They're saying, okay, we don't want to fight with the Alistair here because he'll just disengage us, but what we can do is just burst him so low he can't do anything. Superbug sets caught.
Yeah, there's a talisman for the engage. Superbugs will drop incredibly fast to perfection. One Mega Bomb, and Keen going in for some very aggressive plays. Fantastic Dragon's Rage, but look how far back Shelby's standard culling in the backlines, doing a lot of damage. Porky's taking this one very, very well, and will back away a 1-4-2.
Yeah, 1 for 2 in the end there. Keen not managing to pick up any more kills onto Alice and Onyu Bad. But look, here we go. Little Wraith, they have the better position. They're going to be shoving down this mid lane. Mid lane tower is going down. There's still 3 alive though on the side of Seraphic Nexus. They can probably defend this inhibitor if they get there fast.
Yeah, I guess that was the power of the headbutt, is that, you know, Lee Sin goes in and just gets headbutted back. Porky getting his combination there, but look how strong Dragon's Descent going in for the engage. They're all so low. Little Wraith will fall one by one with this little health. Now, Alice does drop to the ignite, but Porky will see a similar fate by the looks of it here. Randuin's for the slow, but a slice and the dice there. That's going to be a nice disengage. Perfection actually will survive as well.
Yeah, they were just a little bit too much help for that Dragon's Descent to actually work effectively for Toasties. It was close, but hey, Seraphic Nexus say, okay, you're gonna have to back off from this one. We'll take a tower off that. Absolutely no issues for them. They will be able to force it down. And only Charlie has enough health to really defend this one. Keen is pushing up the bot lane still.
Yeah, Toasties actually caught up and went overhead of Porky, and that meant that the slice would actually be backwards so that the dice would be able to be casted and still be in the right direction.
Yeah.
Whereas if it was just a single slice, it probably wouldn't have been enough.
Yeah.
So, interesting little play there, but Alice getting a nice headbutt and the pulverized Dragon Rage and the Sonic Wave and the safeguard for the disengage. Fantastic play from Shelby. Will secure his escape. Didn't even have the flash. That was, of course, on cooldown.
Fantastic macro there from Shelby, and looks like Seraphic Nexus just want to try and take back control over their own jungle. Better ward coverage thus far out though from Little Wraith. They've got it all over especially the blue side jungle of Seraphic Nexus, so they definitely want to try and find that pick potential there, and that ward coverage is just so important for that, especially for Keen.
Yeah, this has just been an absolutely fantastic game here. Seraphic Nexus, they have a very hard game to play because of that single target assassination. They're trying the best they can, but it means that they have to be very defensive and very safe, which is why they're sort of conceding a lot of these objectives.
It will indeed. Look, ooh, another chain just misses onto Toasties.
Toasties is pretty tanky, but still getting bursted down pretty well herself. Their Dragon sent for disengage, but into Charlie as a box in the middle of the fight, locking them all down, and that is the death sentence that we have known to love and cherish here from Charlie. Claims Alice once again and the tower now. Nice sidestepping of the bouncing bomb. Will they go for the inhib turret here? Pretty good wave clear from Alex and Superbug, so it may be just a little bit difficult.
Yeah, it is very, very tough to try and siege against a Sivra and a Ziggs. It's going to be tough here for Little Wraith, so they want to try and find a pick off here. We've got the Death Senders. Charlie's looking for yet another one. That's what he really wants here. Wants to land something, especially onto Superbugs, for example.
But Little Wraith have to be careful that they don't stick around for far too long when they are low on HP. That's what happened before, but Superbugs getting absolutely destroyed. Fantastic burst and the death sentence, but will this be a talisman for the engage or disengage? Looks as though it will be a tower push. Onju Bad's very low as well. Perfection onto the side, doing some backstabs there. Now Shelby is caught way too deep. by the utility there and CC of Alice. So nice plays from Alice, getting a kill from Shelby in the end. But now Little Wraith will actually stick around, try and make some more pokes happen. But look how low Charlie is.
He's incredibly low. One more Boomerang Blade is going to take him off. Little Wraith, they should back off from this one. We've got 30 seconds on Dragon. They might try and position for that. It would be nice. On the same side, Seraphic Nexus, they definitely want to try and grab that Dragon. They know how low Little Wraith actually got, and I think they have an average timer on it. They didn't actually see the Dragon go down, but they do have ward coverage in the area.
Yeah, if they give 5-man a rush to the Dragon, they can take that one. It's spawning in 15 seconds. Little Wraith, they're coming back to the fight now, so it looks as though the Dragon won't be their priority for Seraphic Nexus, but again, it might be because they didn't actually have the proper timer.
Yeah, what they might be trying to do is just trying to get a bit of ward coverage back, especially around the Baron area. We're 25 minutes into this game. Baron is incredibly important, so by getting that ward coverage in there, it's in some respects even better than trying to get the Dragon, because they might try and get that peak potential off here. King does grab away that blue buff now, so having a lot of burst potential, got that void stuff, and the Ravenous didn't actually decide to go for the Deathfire Grasp.
And in that regard, it's actually very, very good ward coverage here by Seraphic Nexus. They have pretty good vision on most of the jungle. There was another one near the blue that just timed out recently, so they do have the better vision for now, but will we see some clearing here? Looking at the sweeping lens, we have 3 for Little Wraith and 4 sweeping lenses for Seraphic Nexus, so really playing for the vision deny.
They definitely are indeed. Porky and Shelby going to secure that Dragon. They both got Randuins as well for those slows. Incredibly tanky members who really can dive deep and find these pickoffs. Seraphic Nexus, they've got to be careful here in this mid lane, because they've got Keen off to the side. She's going to be looking for the assassinations. And Little Wraith, they're going to be looking forward. They're going to be looking for the siege now. 2
Randuins coming out of Little Wraith here, so they really could slow the team down. Fantastic death sentence, but the Unbreakable will it be enough to keep Alice alive? Yes, it will. So they can just do that again, and once the Unbreakable will is on cooldown, which it will be for quite some time, Alice will drop incredibly easily. Charlie's death sentences have just been clutch this game. It's what's turning these team fights now for Little Wraith. Seraphic Nexus just can't deal with them, and the siege, look, is still going on. Alice is back now. The only ultimate that's burned for that harassment and that burst is the Mimic of Keen, and it's such a ridiculously low cooldown that burning the Mimic is not an issue at all. It's
not a big deal, and here we go. Little Wraith moving back into the jungle, so perhaps Baroning. I mean, they've got the ward coverage for it. They could definitely try and do it. I'll see what they do decide to do. They are clearing out the wards now, and yes, here we go. The Baron has now been started.
Oh,
Seraphic Nexus.
They're trying to catch out Keen, and they won't be able to on the hunt wards pop in the process. Now, Shelby's looking for some plays here. Alice trying to zone out King best as she can. The culling not too fantastic, but Alice just a little bit too deep there and will drop. And that may actually open up the Baron now for Little Wraith.
It was a good sacrifice there from Alice. Had to stop Keen from landing that ethereal chains with the knockback now, but it'll definitely open it up. Now it's the Baron. That's the issue there. Seraphic Nexus got caught out of position trying to defend it, and now Testy's looks up to the side. Will we see the Dragons descend in?
Little Wraith have all of their ultimates available. They will win this team fight easy mode, but they're getting quite low to the Baron here. There's a Mega Man and a Dragon Send as well. Can they steal the Baron here? A lot of damage from Seraphic Nexus, but at the same time, OG Mad does drop, and now Little Wraith, they're barely holding on to their lives. Perfection is tanking in the front lines, and no one drops for Little Wraith, but no Baron either. Super Bugs will fall now by the looks of it here. Culling not available, but a flash, and the auto attacks will be enough. Alex got to be careful as well. Little Wraith, they barely hold on. None of them fell despite how low they were.
But it's going to stop them from doing the Baron now, so instead they're going to have to look for objectives here.
Oh, Alice flashes in for the headbutt and the pulverize. Fantastic work there. Death Sentence lands. Perfection has a bit of damage, and Keen gets shut down by Alex.
Yeah, Alex was right on the ball there with the spell shield and enough damage to take him out, and that... Look, it's unfortunate. I think it ended up being about a 3 for 2 during that, because both Porky and Keen went down because they tried to push an objective off that, and Little Wraith just couldn't do it.
Didn't get the Baron, didn't get the inhib turret. That is definitely a decisive victory there for Seraphic Nexus, despite being 10k behind in the gold there. Did you see Lee Sin bug out over the wall?
No, I didn't. What happened?
I saw he bugged you over the wall or something.
I didn't see him bug.
Oh, anyway.
Okay.
Look, so Toothies and Shelby will battle it out. Who's going to have the better dueling? Well, I'm not sure. They're both so tanky. Shelby.
will, unless Toasty decides to pop that Dragon's Descent, but here comes Uberbat onto the back lines. Does he have the Assault and Battery? Doesn't have it yet.
Oh, it's a 3v1. Shelby is very, very out of position here because he did get the blue steal, which was nice, but stuck around for just a little bit too long. Blue will be transferred back over to Alice, of all people.
Yeah, Alice is going to be grabbing up that blue buff, says thank you very much. Shelby, look, I mean, there was definitely going to be ward coverage out in that jungle for Seraphic Nexus, so he went a little bit too deep without a lot of support from his laners. Seraphic Nexus, they're positioning around this mid lane now. They do have a few towers they can try and get. The secondary towers are up in the mid and bottom lanes, and the top tower is available as well. Charlie just clearing out a few wards.
Oh, going in for the engage. There's a Talisman there and the On the Hunt, so not able to make some plays happen. But look, it's a very mobile sort of engage. The Talisman and the On the Hunt, they can really get in position and make some plays happen.
Yeah, Seraphic Nexus is going to start scaling up a little bit better now. So let's see if they can jump onto Keen, for example.
Unbreakable Will is now available here. This is going to be the engage. Toasties gets caught. Not the ideal target bear that Aranduin's will slow all Seraphic Nexus down. But look how focused Keen is getting. Will get shut down pretty fast here indeed, but so does Alice here. The team fight is all over the place. Only Ban is getting bursted by Perfection, but Porky, he's in the front of the fight and he's very, very tanky. Shelby on the back there. Double kill for Shelby. Mega Bomb almost claims Charlie there in the end, but Porky, he's taking up a lot of damage here. Superbugs in the back is looking strong. Alice, not so much, but Dragons kicked away Toasties. Alex falls here. The last auto attack picks up Shelby, and Perfection on the chase, looking to make the kills happen. The Ardent Blaze giving him the movement speed he needs to claim the last auto attack. Perhaps there he gets it in the end, but a lot of tower shots, and that is your ace. Little Wraith picking up all members of Seraphic Nexus, but here comes Alice back in time, looking for the Pulverize, but the tower wasn't in range to follow up the damage.
It definitely won't be in the end, but Alice may get taken out here by Perfection.
Yeah, that's another ace mid-flight there, but actually Onju Pad's respawned his turn to join the party here, and hopefully not quite have as much as a fateful demise as, of course, Alice. Will lose the Inhib turret. That's going to be it, though. Inhib not going to be taken. While Charlie, playing a risky game here, has to pop the Talisman, or the Lantern, rather, for the disengage.
Seraphic Nexus were a little bit unfortunate there because on the Hunt and the Talisman had already been popped. It meant that it took them so long to kill Keen, they were taking damage from Perfection, from Shelby, and Porky as well.
Yeah, ONG Bad now going for a little bit of a chase there, and maybe not the marathon that he was looking for, and Will Fall going through the jungle blind.
Bit of a mistake there, and it may allow Little Wraith to pick up this dragon.
Oh,
Baron,
no.
they're going to be going for it, in fact. Only Bad, look, 30-second timer on him, so that means no Smite Steal is going to be available here for Seraphic Nexus. That's going to be tough, and Keen's off to the side. He's looking for the assassination.
Yeah, we'll get warded out though, but with the Baron secure, that's going to be absolutely crucial with extra gold and just the huge buff they give. Regeneration is fantastic, and because they're going to need the edge in the sieging, because Seraphic Nexus, they have such good lane clear and counter siege, that by having the regeneration from the Baron, it gives Little Wraith a lot more edge for those really extended sieges, because they won't get poked as hard.
Definitely does mean that Little Wraith in a really, really nice position right now. The dragon's alive as well, and it's going to be secured by Porky, so that's going to extend the gold lead yet again. We're talking, what's that? That's a 15k gold lead at the moment now, in favor of Little Wraith over Seraphic Nexus at the moment. That dragon as well, it's going to extend it out. That means it's pretty much a main item disparity here, which is a big deal when you combine that with the Baron buff. The siege potential coming out from Little Wraith is going to be absolutely crazy.
I think the hard thing for Seraphic Nexus is to really find the targets and shut them out of these team fights, because you have three pretty tanky people, Porky, Shelby, and Charlie. But then the two squishies are incredibly mobile. LeBlanc's double distorts in the snares, and her silence makes her a hard person to really take out. And Perfection with the Relentless Pursuit, it's really hard to actually, take out those squishies.
Definitely is indeed. So here we go, Little Wraith. They're looking for this inhibitor in the mid lane now. Haven't quite found it yet. There's some nice poke coming out. Good wave through here from Super Bros.
Yeah, there's no tower, so they should be fine to take this inhib out, and that will drop now. That is absolutely fantastic, taking that inhib out there. So Charlie looking for the death sentence, but won't find it here for now. Looks as though they should rotate to the bottom tower. The minions are pretty pushed though, so they're going to have to, either go clear those minions out or just try and tank that tower up. And they will actually go for the blue buff, so you're playing it smart, playing it safe, getting the blue buff.
Yeah, it's nice. Getting the blue buff secure is a pretty big deal, and because there's already minions in the base now, thanks to that inhibitor actually going down, they will be able to force down this bottom lane, hopefully pretty easily. Chelby as well, who's going to be positioning.
Excellent work. There will be enough follow-up here. Charlie's getting focused, but he's pretty tanky himself. Alice, though, dropping quite low, but that Unbreakable will so strong that no deaths, despite all of the abilities being thrown left, right, and center there. And now Shelby's in very, very deep. Alice falls now. Who's going to be next here? Pretty good positioning for Seraphic Nexus, and Owns You Bad. He's going to drop to the ground there. Charlie flashes in, and very deep, but it will pay off here in a G. Toasties, he's going to be tanking up all the damage just fine there. The Inhib Tower now will fall here, and Keen drops to the Ignite by the looks of it. Yep, Toasties picks him up.
Shelby couldn't get there in time with the safeguard. That means the bottom lane tower's going to go down. They may go for the finish here.
Fantastic flay, but it won't be enough, and the Flame Breath takes out Charlie. Toasties here will fall, and that's going to be the ace. The Nexus Towers will drop here to Little Wraith. They're going to pick this game up. Alice spawning in 5 seconds, but he's not going to be able to defend his base. He doesn't have what Seraphic Nexus need, and that is going to be your GG. Game over, and a fantastic game in the semifinals between Little Wraith and Seraphic Nexus.
Incredibly good game. They pretty much hinged on Charlie's death sentences. Yep. They were insane. That was what turned the game there for Little Wraith. Seraphic Nexus would have been fine if they didn't get caught out by the death sentences every single time. Charlie just landing all of them. You burst down a target, and then you're all of a sudden you're in a 5v4 situation and you're sieging down a tower. That's what turned this for Little Wraith. They found the picks and they made their team comp work, took control of the objectives. Just a really nice game. Nice try from Seraphic Nexus, though.
Yeah, that's really, they got ahead because of the direct use of the death sentence to get those kills, and also the indirect use where it pushes Seraphic Nexus way too back defensively. They kind of lose towers, lose dragons. So yeah, excellent play from Charlie, and let's go ahead and cast the grand final between of course Little Wraith, and I'm not sure who the other finalist will be. I'm assuming Team NV.
I would guess.
We'll have to double check that one.
We'll have to have a check on the brackets there and update our little the screen there, our little stream once we do find that out. So thanks, guys.
We'll be back shortly. Thank you for watching.